These are what I deem the best cases for the iPhone XS and XS Max available right now. There's grippy, leather, and even one that smells really good. So let's check it out. Starting off with the cases that are barely there, slim cases. We're also going to highlight the runner-up cases alongside the best of each category. This one going to the SPIGEN Thin Fit, my favorite slim case for the past few iPhones. A super thin hardshell case, but it's this matte black finish that gets me every time. It's soft, grippy, and I just want to touch it all day. The case is so slim you barely even notice it's there, but what counts is it makes the whole phone bearable to hold. If you're single and ready to mingle, the case is all you need because it's like holding a tushy. It's oddly addicting. There's a raised camera lip to keep your lens from direct contact. Otherwise, just a thin bezel around the front screen. Don't buy this expecting a savior. You want it for this and only this. So if you want to stay as slim as possible but still want that extra grip, as an added bonus, the inside has a little area to store a metal plate for your fancy card docks, like being an amazing slim case wasn't enough on its own or something. My runner-up is for those who want to flaunt their money. The ESR Slim TPU case will do just that. A single piece of rubber, flexible, and nothing but clear. On the inside is a dot matrix that helps prevent that watermarking effect while still allowing that infamous Apple logo to shine through. Otherwise, the case is expected for a slim piece of rubber. Buttons are covered and super slim. It does have a glossy finish, so it's something to keep in mind for you hand sweaters. But it's also so thin that it doesn't make holding your phone any harder. Again, a camera lip, but otherwise don't expect anything more than that. It'll provide scratch resistance at most, so I highly recommend pairing your favorite screen protector with it. That's just a trade-off for slim cases. Next, my best kickstand cases. Starting with my favorite, the ESR kickstand case, simply thanks to this hunk of metal. A two-piece case with a matte texture around back, with a rubber shell inside that. It won't crease up or show off your sweaty fingers as easily. But this hump right here is the real winner. It slides open with friction, holds in place fairly well, and when stood in landscape mode, it can be adjusted to different angles thanks to the stiff arm that holds the weight of the phone in place. If you're also into like FaceTime calls and stuff, then yes, it can be used in portrait mode too. The sides of the case offer slight texture, not game-changing, but nice to have for your fingers to feel up. The rest of the case is as expected though. Buttons covered, proper port cutouts, and protection where it counts, thanks to that hard shell combined with a thick lip around front. But again, for those who love all things naked, the SPIGEN Ultra Hybrid S is the runner-up. It's a hard shell clear back so you can be sure everyone knows you're part of the herd. Along with this, another metallic stand, albeit slightly smaller. This one is spring-loaded and can only be held in a single position, but it does the job just fine. Plus, the magnet closure is just fun to fidget with. The case is fairly slim, buttons are clicky, but also offer pretty thick lips around the camera and the front screen. Combine that with the air pocket corners, it can take a bit of abuse when it's not propped up for a Netflix and chill sesh. Now for those who want a dedicated clear case, I'm going with the new OTTERBOX Traction series. It's really the speckled rubber edge that takes it home for me. Grippy, textured, and I think it looks pretty awesome. Ignore the POPSOCKET wallet attachment now, but they have this thick piece of clear plastic around back to show off all things iPhone. It just feels really good to hold, and it has been my go-to case since I've received it, hence the wallet attachment. I highly recommend popping into an Apple store and feeling one for yourself, because that's the only way you'll understand how it feels. The case is typical OTTERBOX fashion. Thick everything, lip around the camera, enough rubber you won't need one tonight, and plenty to keep your screen lifted too. Inside, they've integrated air pockets throughout the edges, an effective drop protection solution without adding on excessive bulk. It just works, and why I've trusted it as my daily driver for the past few weeks. This is probably OTTERBOX's slimmest case as well, and in my opinion, it's the best they've made to date. Runner-up is one of my previous favorites, but still in my rotation of daily cases. The Catalyst Impact Protection case has a similar hard shell clear back, and it does a damn good job at showing it all off. They have this truss cushioning pattern in their edges, and I can confidently say it can take a beating after my dedicated review of it. It doesn't have the best camera coverage though. The buttons are textured but not raised, and they've got this fancy twist mute button. It makes it really easy and fun to twist, but may annoy the person next to you. The best part are these soft matte flat edges. They make holding this so much easier, especially considering the edges are smooth, although not a thick case to begin with. This was my daily driver before the OTTERBOX Traction series, but I'd still trust my iPhone in this any day. Grip cases are the most universal for anyone because we all sort of suck at holding things. The best in my opinion goes to the silk base grip for this all-around sandpaper texture feeling around the edges of the case. It's just a flexible thin piece of rubber otherwise. Matte texture all around and a fairly thin case too. You can feel confident holding this case and it doesn't crease up, so it doesn't feel like you're holding a slimy phone. The rest of the case is simple. Buttons covered, the lens is raised too, but it's not super protective, which I think is fine because it's so grippy. The point is you'll never drop it. It does have a decent screen lip though. and even comes with a free screen protector. Nothing special, but something is better than nothing. And that's what makes this my favorite grip case. Value. It's affordable, comes with exactly what you need, a case to keep you covered, and not drop your damn phone. My runner-up, although costing more, is another one of my trusted go-to cases, the SPECK PRESIDIO grip series, because when it says grip in the title, it better hold up to its name. Thankfully, these raised rubber edges do exactly that, provide all the grip you want. It may not be for everyone. I personally like the design, but I understand if you don't dig cool geometrically symmetrical looking cases. That's cool, we just can't be friends. What's nice about the PRESIDIO grip, although more expensive, it's integrated with their Impactium technology, basically consisting of this thick rubber lip around the front, and you can see it molded around the corners too. It's also this rib design along the inside. It offers great protection just in case you really have butterfingers for days. Basically, with the additional cost, you are getting much more compared to the silk base grip. So if you drop your phone even while watching this video, maybe consider investing a little more. Now this is the one you've all been waiting for, tough cases. It's a close call, but my favorite goes to the RHINOSHIELD SOLIDSUIT series, and that mainly comes down to cost. All these cases are a single piece of rubber that's lined in this, what they call their shock spread technology, and I call my favorite cereal, honeycomb cereal. I've tested it extensively and the drops speak for themselves. I'm a fan of the classic black, but it does come in a variety of styles, colors, and designs. The cases are still fairly slim for being able to handle all that abuse. The buttons are actually removable and can be swapped around, and this is their wood design. Not the real deal, but from afar it looks like some real morning wood. It's just surprising how well it performs for how slim the case is. Add in that thick lip around the front, it's a well-rounded case on its own. But add on their impact screen protectors and you've got 360 degrees of protection you can count on to keep your phone protected no matter how klutzy you are. If you don't trust me, the hammer speaks nothing but the truth. I've done this test on every iPhone with this screen protector and each one has come out without a scratch thanks to this thin layer of plastic. When it comes to modularity, they even got a range of lenses you're able to attach, like this monstrosity piece of wide angle glass. I pair this with a black pop socket and you've got a perfect black on black on black combo. For real. Because although they've included some texture on the edges, it's no grip case. The runner-up, you know it, it's the MOUS Limitless case. You're paying a little more, but you're also getting this, some real bamboo, Panda approved. Plus of course, that amazing drop protection. They'll add some bulk, but they lower the edges where the fingers sit while leaving plenty on the top and bottom to keep the screen safe. That means holding your phone isn't a hassle and nothing gets in the way from your carpal tunnel from swiping left on Tinder all day. If Asian isn't your favorite backplate, they've got a few to choose from. Seashell from the seashore, aramid carbon fiber, and fancy leather. They all store this AeroShock magic goop that does all the work for you, and that's not all. The backside has 4 magnets strategically placed to not interfere with wireless charging, designed to accommodate these. This wall or car mount is simple and works as advertised. Then there's 2 card wallet attachment, which I personally love because this magic. Leave your wallet at home and take this one day or remove it and save the bulk on another. Plus they include a screen protector for free, so I think it makes paying that premium cost kind of worth it. Combine that with their AeroShock edges, that's 360 degrees of protection all in one box. So all you have to do is figure out which material you want to chill with, because I checked and they're all the real deal. These are for you fancy folk, leather shell cases. My favorite goes to the NODUS shell case because, come on, if you love leather, then you can appreciate that texture right there. A simple leather wrap shell, it's very slim, as grippy as full grain vegetable tan leather can be, and the case just works. It's really just for the beauty around back. The brown is even better with that pebbled finish. I think I just got a little wet. Yeah. I really like leather. What's even cooler is this, their updated micro docks included with each case. This strip of magnet that I just love because it's matte black for one, but if you stick that 3M backing on a wall, the super magnets mount your phone up for a hands-free experience. If you love leather, then this is my favorite option. The runner-up isn't too far off though. The MUJO full leather case doesn't have the same texture, but their leather is just as sweet. A smooth, soft finish, it doesn't have that durable, tough feel, but instead opts for a more sophisticated, simple, and clean finish. Similar in design, slim, just as grippy, and offers the same level of protection for a simple shell case. They claim the inside is lined with the finest Japanese microfiber, and if you love your iPhone, you know it deserves that. A slight lip around the front, but otherwise not a super protective case. It's really just for this beautiful and soft leather. Priorities though, am I right? These ones are interesting and very subjective, but my favorite design cases, starting off with my best, the CASETIFY impact cases, mainly for this whole back panel combined with their impact goop on the inside, making this not only a very stylish case but also a very protective one too. Looking cool doesn't mean sacrificing protection. The edges are rubberized and although glossy are still comfortable to grasp onto. It's that backside that counts though. I've got this psychedelic, I'm not sure how high you had to be to paint this, but you gotta admit it's fancy. Combine that with the tough case and that thick rubber lip around front and you can pretty much have any custom stylish case thanks to CASETIFY's custom printing service, which might I add is some of the finest print jobs I've ever tested. The runner-up is a funky one in looks and in smell. This is a LAUT Tutti Frutti. Awesome name, right? They're these very simple TPU cases, so why do these make the list? Because of this. The banana around the back actually smells like a banana. They use friction activated scents, so scratching the fruit on the back will actually make it smell like the fruit. What is this witchery? It's a scented case, but only when you want it to be, so you don't always smell like an Asian supermarket. The cases are very slim, provide barely any protection outside of scratch resistance, but who cares? It's this outside that counts. Sure, the scent may run out over time, but these fantastic images of fruit will live on forever. Folio cases don't have to be intense wallets. As my favorite can tell you, the 12-cell SURFACEPAD. What they should be is this beautiful leather in a thin profile design. To attach a phone that uses sticky material lined on the whole backside, which you may question its ability to suck, but don't worry, it doesn't suck at sucking. Wait, what? Anyways, they use some amazing soft leather neatly stitched together. It's got some stiffness to it, but soft enough around the buttons to allow you to push through, while the other edges of the phone are slightly exposed. Inside the microfiber lining are 2 card pockets, and when full, the whole setup is still very slim. This will be the thinnest folio case you ever hold, and with that title, the trade-off means some of the iPhone isn't completely covered. Although the front and back sides are fully concealed, great in pockets and the hand, the front flap isn't locked in during a drop and could flip open. For such a slim case though, it can even double as a stand for all those hands-free activities. If you know what I'm saying. Finally, if you plan on going rock climbing next Saturday, simply peel this baby right off and throw on something tougher for the day. Right behind that though, the NODUS Access Case 3. It's nothing but leather and a lot more of it. They use a small strip of nano suction lining up to the camera hole and like the SURFACEPAD can do the tango dance just as well. The leather is a little thicker with a full grain vegetable tan and has a much stiffer structure to the whole case. You've got that beautiful leather texture and clean stitching job as well. It's soft enough for volume access and unlike the SURFACEPAD offers some excess edge to keep it safe from surface scratches. Unfortunately, it does face the same downside of possibly flipping open when landing, but this gets my second vote for what I call the utility pocket. You can be boring and store cards, but its real potential is for anything relatively flat. The whole folio is manageable one-handed and also doubles as a stand. Just so much leather with a few useful tricks up its sleeve, and don't forget about that sexy brown too. Damn, I'd tap that. For an enhanced wallet experience, we have, well, wallet cases, with my new favorite going to the NOMAD Rugged TRI-FOLIO, because it has so much folio in one case. Built with the freshest of leathers, Horween leather that will patina beautifully over time. This leather alone should be enough for any leather enthusiast to want this. The case housing the iPhone has tough matte rubberized edges and does a great job at keeping the iPhone safe. A simple and clean stitching job all around, but who cares about the outside when the party's on the inside? All the pockets you've ever dreamed of, and then some. You've never experienced pockets until you've used this case. Each pocket is easily accessible depending on how you flip open each flap and is actually fairly manageable one-handed. Look, it's no hourglass Barbie doll, it's more of a sexy sumo wrestler that's wearing a fanny pack. Yeah, like that. The real magic is a spine that manages to hold everything together, slim yet strong. It even folds around to make using your iPhone not a complete nightmare like other wallet cases. Designed slim where it needs to be so even when full, it doesn't look like a Harry Potter book set. Thankfully, because all the cards are in the front, the case is still compatible with all these hockey pucks. Oh, and I almost forgot. It can also be used as a stand. I promise, that's all I can do. Runner-up is the one and only, the Apple Leather Folio. For anyone that needs to have that bitten apple around back, this is your only option. But in all honesty, it's a great case if you've got the cash. Starting with the leather, soft and cushiony, similar to what they use on their leather cases, but just a lot more of it. Clean detailing, cut job, and finish around the whole case as you'd expect from Apple. What's especially neat is the magnets within the front flap. It auto-magically shuts on and off the screen, taking a note from their competitors who've done this for many of days. When it comes to the wallet, they've got a dedicated card pocket, 3 to 4 cards max, with a much larger pocket underneath that, great for cash and extra cards. Thanks to that soft leather, it forms tightly around everything stored, with plenty of space to store other goodies. Fully packed, the edges don't stick out, but instead bulge in the center. Aesthetically, it's not pleasing, but functionally, holding it in the hand still feels like a very slim case. Yes, you'd be right to assume there's even more space to store your naughty items in the Max version. The case holding the iPhone itself is basically the Apple leather case with its fancy metallic buttons. This case screams Apple all around, and you're paying the Apple sales tax on it too. Now if you hate those flaps hanging around, you may want a card case, like my best, the VRS DAMDA folder. Especially in this new sandstone finish, it's like sandpaper, but feels great. The case revolves around this hump around back. What looks like a flip phone is actually a storage area for up to 4 cards. It's held in securely with a spring-loaded hard plastic door, and once fully loaded, the case doesn't get any bulkier. It will always be this size. Cards are easily accessible, but the winning feature is this treasure chest isn't only for cards. It can be used for, well, anything that fits, without any fear of any of it falling out. Plus, the edges are this rubber shell with even more textured grip that is awesome for any buttery fingers. The case does offer decent drop protection with all that rubber and plastic. As for that hump, I double it as a finger grip, allowing me to easily maneuver it around my hand. Neat. Even if you don't dig that sandstone, it does come in some boring plain options, just as good of a case, but it's no sandstone. Runner-up is another from Silk, their Wallet Volume 1. Almost identical to their base grip case, but with this added backpack around back. It still sports that textured and grippy edge, and the rest of the case still has that soft matte finish. The wallet itself can hold up to 4 cards, but the best part, even with 1 card inside, it holds it secure as if there were 4. Plus, the finger cutout makes retrieving them a breeze. The case is only as thick as it needs to be to accommodate the extra cards, but the backside curves to your hand, which helps. Combined with the sandpaper-like edges, you forget there's even 4 cards in there. Although that extra rubber does offer some additional padding on the back, the case has a decent front lid, but the rest of the case isn't the most protective. But yes, they do include a free screen protector to make up for that. Lastly, modular options. Not exactly cases, but accessories that work with most cases out there. Starting with my favorite since they first launched on Kickstarter however many years ago, the DISTIL Union stick-on. Just this piece of leather with a pocket cutout and a pull tab. You line it up to the camera and voila, that's a card case simply attached to the back of a naked iPhone. Beauty. Slim, fancy looking, but most importantly, you've added a function to your phone at no cost in size. The pocket can hold 3 to 4 cards, but I've stretched mine to about 4 and gets pretty loose with anything less, and this pull tab makes retrieving your goodies quick and easy. But the pocket hides everything away discreetly when you're done. It's basically as thick as however many cards you stick into it, so it's the slimmest card case you'll ever own. But here's the real magic and why it's my favorite modular accessory. It peels off cleanly and you're able to throw it onto any case. Like, say, my favorite slim case, and basically convert that into a card case now. Now you've got that amazing soft matte finish on the edges for the added grippiness, and a full-on card case along the backside of it. This black on black combo is my favorite, but you can easily throw this on any hard shell case and convert it to a card case. It's magic. It really is. My runner-up and what I currently use on the daily is the new POPSOCKETS Pop Wallet, mainly because it allows me to use a pop socket. Because yes, I am that person that sucks at holding things. A thin piece of plastic that allows the wallet to snap securely in place. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. But when you don't want the wallet, kablam, it's gone. Kaboosh. These pop wallets are the only card pockets I found to accommodate a pop socket thanks to the hard surface for it to properly mount to. I find the wallet itself to hold 3 or 4 cards comfortably, anything more, and the elastic looks like it's holding on to dear life. But everything is held in securely. I haven't had any card slippage in the few weeks I've used it, while accessing them is super easy with a cutout along the bottom. Even after stretching it out with 4 cards, it can still securely hold a single card without an issue. What makes this modular is the fact that you can collect multiple designs, like my favorite black on black look here. Even better, you can ditch the pop socket if you're not hip with it and make it an even thinner package to fit your slim fit jeggings. Look, even I'll admit it's a lot of cases to process, so if you're still undecided, here's my final recommendations. If you're looking for affordable cases, the Silk line of cases like their base grip and their wallet are probably the best bang for your buck, as they do include a screen protector as well. But if you have the cash and just want an all-around case, the new OTTERBOX Traction series has been my go-to just because it feels amazing in the hand, and that clear back and this just really grippy edge here. It's awesome. And finally, if protection is your #1 priority, then the RHINOSHIELD SOLIDSUIT case or the MOUS LIMITLESS case. And for those that ask which one is better, well, they're both very protective. You are paying a little more for those premium backs on the mouse case, but it does come with a free screen protector. While the base cost of the RHINOSHIELD is pretty affordable, it does start adding up once you start throwing in more button colors along with your screen protector that's sold separately. But that's it. Leave a comment down below what your favorite case was. I rest my cases.